everyone, this is Ariel Royalty and we are back for Let's Play Skyrim episode 104. Last time we sold some stuff in Riften, then went to Solitude, bought all the house upgrades, then made our way here to Dawnstar, and we're about to do the next Daedric Quest. And I need to blimmin' concentrate when I write. So I'll rewrite that in a bit. Okay. First things first, we need to rest up. About 12 hours should do. Okay. Okay, give me a moment while I quickly rewrite this. It won't take long. Yeah, that'll do.
This is a local favorite, and one of the first songs I ever learned. Ragnar the Red. Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar. Huh?
Divine's sake, Skald. Who do you think we're threatening with our old war wounds? We're not soldiers anymore.
Your man Horus is wearing his old Legion armor. What should I make of that?
He's proud of his service, Skald. The Legion taught us loyalty, and we're loyal to Dawnstar.
This isn't over. I got you sending one letter to General Tullius. I'll have you both executed.
Are you all right? You seem tired.
I'm fine, Horik. Are you worried about this war?
No. If we must fight, we will. And you will lead us to victory, as you always have.
With you by my side. Is that right, Horik?
Of course. I would have it no other way.
So much for...
Got to thinking. Maybe I'm the Dragonborn, and I just don't know it yet. My duty is to guard Brina Mehrunes.
Heard about you and your honeyed words.
Oh, shush.
Ironbreaker mine is on the line.
Pride of the what? This isn't the Legion, boss. We're miners, not soldiers.
You'll shut your mouth and get back to work, or you won't be a miner or a soldier by the day's end. Hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ironbreaker mine is 3 times the worth of that Quicksilver mine, and its fathead owner.
The Mortar and pestle makes potions. If if you can't tell from the name. Just step up to the counter. No, I don't have anything for bad dreams, so don't ask. I'm the oldest woman in Dawnstar. Was here when Skald the Elder was Skald the Younger. He's a fool if you haven't met him already. Thinks Ulfric Stormcloak is invincible and spits dragon fire. The people here look to Brina Meras when they need things settled. Real firebrand going up. Wasn't surprised when she joined the Legion. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
You can never have too many healing potions when you're in Skyrim. A vampire dust. I need one of them.
Let me know if you come down with the rattles. No, I don't have anything for bad dreams, so don't ask. Take a look. Until next time.
Okay.
Your ancestors wouldn't want this, Silas.
Why should I hide from it? This is my family's legacy.
It's the past. Dead oaths on dead lips. Let it stay there.
The museum is opening, Medina.
I beg you, don't go into Silas's museum. Silas comes from one of the oldest families in Dawnstar. They have a complicated history. Several of his ancestors belonged to the Mythic Dawn, the cult that almost destroyed Tamriel. His family's involvement was only found out well after the crisis had died down, but it still ruined their reputation. They were outcasts. And now Silas is back, and this museum to the Mythic Dawn is his way of trying to rebuild his family's pride. It's misguided. Not a student of history, I see. It's for the best. They're a group that should be forgotten. The only thing you need to know is that they almost destroyed the world, and they were stopped a long time ago.
Oh, I like history. Now we should have a museum pamphlet.
Is a mistake.
And here comes my first visitor. The Museum of the Mythic Dawn is open, friend. And here you are. Good. Come in, browse the display and let's talk. I have a job you look perfect for. Let's talk inside.
Probably because I'm decked out in armor.
Feel free to look around. Come talk to me when you're ready to discuss that job I mentioned. The tapestries hung here and outside were found in hideouts, where members of the Mythic Dawn would meet and plot. The cult's greatest accomplishment was the assassination of the Septim Dynasty and the opening of the Oblivion Gates. The commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes were written by the Mythic Dawn cult leader, Mankar Cameron. He promised a paradise awaited his followers when they died, that they would be reborn by Mehrunes Dagon's side. That burned paper is all that remains of the fabled Mysterium Xarxes, the blasphemous book written by Mehrunes Dagon himself. It's said that Mankar Cameron used the book to open a portal to a paradise, where all his followers would live forever. Did you have any questions about the museum? Or would you rather talk business? They were worshippers of Mehrunes Dagon, the Daedric Lord of Destruction and Change. The Mythic Dawn killed Uriel Septim VII and his heirs, triggering the events that led to the Oblivion Crisis when the Daedra invaded Tamriel. All that remains of the infamous cult, I've gathered in my museum. It's no secret that my family were once members of the Mythic Dawn. One of my forefathers was even chosen to assassinate Uriel Septim himself. We hid from our past for years, became tradesmen, people of coin and influence. But I realized that the Mythic Dawn's importance, our importance, to history cannot be denied. I'll see everyone in Tamriel remember that for a moment, we held the fate of the world in our hands, for good or ill. Ah, an excellent question. Mehrunes Dagon is the Daedric Lord of Change, Destruction, and Ambition. Dagon's Mythic Dawn cult killed the Septim Dynasty and opened the Oblivion Gates into Tamriel. They called it the Oblivion Crisis. A little history first. After the Oblivion Crisis, a number of groups cropped up dedicated to wiping out the remnants of the Mythic Dawn. One of these groups found Mehrunes Razor, the artifact of Dagon. They split it into 3 fragments and pledged to keep them apart forever. That was almost 150 years ago, and the pieces are still being kept by the descendants of that group, and they're right here, in Skyrim. At least 2 of the owners, Gunzel and Draskua, are dangerous marauders, and the 3rd owner, Jorgen, I only know he lives in Morthal. Here are my notes about them. I'll gladly pay you for getting the pieces any way you can. No questions asked. The razor is Mehrunes Dagon's personal artifact. It has always heralded bloody change and carnage. It's held many names. Dagger of the Final Wounds, Bane of the Righteous, the Kingslayer. The Mythic Dawn worshipped Dagon as a god. Having his razor would be invaluable to my collection. Good luck finding the fragments. Those robes were worn during the Mythic Dawn's secret meetings, where they plotted to bring the Daedra Mehrunes Dagon into Tamriel. Each bolt of yarn used to make the robe was colored with the dye, made from sacrificial blood.
Gross! So that's what we're doing. Okay, let's do the easiest first. But before I even do that, I gotta read my notes on Mehrunes Dagon. It should be up here. Okay, that's another one. Okay, close. Mehrunes Dagon. Okay. Mehrunes Dagon is the Daedric Prince of Destruction, Change, and Ambition. Mehrunes Dagon is the foe of all mortal races and has attempted to conquer the physical world Nirn many times. The common reasoning behind his many plots is his belief that Tamriel is in fact a plane of oblivion that is rightly his. He constantly invaded Tamriel relentlessly from the First Era onward. The most famous of Dagon's invasions of Morrowind is certainly the attack on the capital city of Mournhold at the end of the First Era. Dagon was defeated by the godlike Amalexia and Sophasil, but not before he destroyed the entire city and devoured its populace. Mehrunes Dagon was also behind the destruction of Ald Sofa, where he destroyed House Sofa, sometimes in the early Third Era. Mehrunes Dagon was defeated by the sorcerer Chaiman Gragan. Dagon cursed Chimere by twisting the terms of a pact between the two. During the Imperial Simulacrum, in the years 3rd Era 389 to 3rd Era 399, Lord Dagon conspired with Uriel Septim VII's power-hungry battle mage Jargar Tharn to imprison the Emperor in Dagon's Plane of Oblivion, while Tharn assumed the Emperor's likeness and ruled in his place. Further, Dagon assisted Tharn by attacking the Imperial Battle College in the Battle Spire. So, this is the events of Elder Scrolls 1 Arena. This attempt taking over Tamriel was stopped by a mere mortal, known as the Eternal Champion, our character from Elder Scrolls 1 Arena for those who played it. Brooding over his many defeats, Dagon eventually came up with his next attempt to conquer Tamriel. This attempt was to become known as the Oblivion Crisis. He had his Mythic Dawn cultists assassinate Emperor Tidus Mede VII and all of his heirs, but one was unknown and therefore survived. This heir, Martin Septim, the Blades, and the Hero of Kavach continually defeated him until the assault on the Imperial City, where Dagon was defeated and banished back to Oblivion by Akatosh himself. Okay, known history. Lord Sophasil visited Cold Harbour following the destruction of the city in Gilverdale in Valenwood by Molag Bal. He made a deal with 8 of the more prominent Daedric princes: Azura, Bohethia, Hermaeus Mora, Hircine, Malakath, Mehrunes Dagon, Molag Bal, and Sheoldor Gorath. The terms of the deal that were during the war between Morrowind and Cyrodiil, the Daedric princes should not accept any summoned by a mortal unless it was done by witches or sorcerers. However, a former spy master of Vivec managed to summon Mehrunes Dagon by fueling the rage of a witch at the Skeffington Coven in High Rock. The witch wanted to take revenge upon the Duke of Morrowind, while the spy monster just wanted to see Morrowind suffer after what Vivec had done to him. Mehrunes Dagon went further and destroyed Mournhold, the capital of Morrowind, in one of the most devastating attacks ever recorded by historians. Although Mehrunes Dagon was eventually banished back to Oblivion by a joint effort of Amalexia and Sophasil, Mournhold had been totally destroyed, and the Duke of Morrowind was slain. A new city was constructed right atop the ruins of the destroyed Mournhold. Also in Morrowind, Dagon was responsible for the destruction of Ald Sofa, ancient home of the Dunmahal Sofa, and reported both birthplace of Sophasil. It is also likely here that the forces of destruction were somehow involved. In the last years of the Third Era of Tamriel, Mehrunes Dagon formed an alliance with the Altmarizan Mankar Cameron. Dagon presented Cameron with his Book of Razors, the Mysterium Xerxes, the principles on which Cameron used to found the Order of the Mythic Dawn, a Daedric cult devoted to the destruction of the Septim bloodline and recreation of the mythic era which they believed Dagon would rule. The most infamous and far-reaching show of power from the Daedric forces of destruction occurred during the Oblivion Crisis, where Mehrunes Dagon sought to conquer all of Tamriel. In order for Dagon's forces to involve, the Emperor and his heirs had to be removed. This task fell to the Mythic Dawn, who succeeded in assassinating Emperor Uriel Septim VII. This extinguished the divine dragonfires and allowed gates to Oblivion to be opened all across Tamriel. The first attack made by the Daedra was on the city of Kvatch, which was utterly destroyed. Following the Battle of Kvatch, Oblivion gates were opened in earnest by the Mythic Dawn, allowing the Daedra to roam the countryside while the main army focused on attacking the major cities. This invasion was to be foiled by the combined efforts of the last surviving heir to the throne, Martin Septim, and the anonymous hero of Kvatch. Time and time again, the hero took the battle into Oblivion itself, fighting off the Daedric forces of destruction and receiving the sigil stone that anchored the gate to Tamriel, thus closing the portal. After the hero led the combined forces of Cyrodiil to a famous victory at the city of Bruma, as well as the fall of the Mythic Dawn during the hero's raid on the cult leader, Mankar Cameron's realm of Gia Alta, the Daedra launched a final all-out assault on the Imperial city itself. It was here that Dagon himself entered the battle in an attempt to stop Martin Septim relighting the dragonfires, but it was to no avail. Using the power within the Amulet of Kings, Martin summoned and merged with Akatosh, and banished Dagon back into Oblivion, and with him the whole of the Daedric forces of destruction. This act, however, consumed both Martin himself and the Amulet of Kings, but apparently rendered the dragonfires and the Septim bloodline redundant, leaving Tamriel without the need of the institution of the Empire. Presumably, Akatosh's direct intervention, infused with the life force of a living Septim, secured the wards that kept Oblivion separate from Nirn to the divine realm rather than the mundane. In the southern regions of Cyrodiil, deep within a long-forgotten alien ruin, lay the... oh my goodness... Nefergarigum, a foul construct of Mehrunes Dagon, that was erected to be ever watchful for a pilgrim who would step forth and best a unknown trial of worth. It was said that such a pilgrim would be rewarded with the blessing of Mehrunes Razor. It seems the construct was able to receive the razor from its current owner and pass it to the pilgrim that solved and survived the trial. The aliens tried to prevent the blade from being released, erecting Vasa Balim, a city that surrounded Nefergarigum. For many years the city stood strong. However, some unfortunate events occurred and the city was destroyed from the annals of history. Sometime during the Oblivion Crisis, Farum Drotham, a rogue Telvanni mage, tried to retrieve the blade in order to support his rebellion against the Septim Empire. He found the ruins of Vasa Valim and eventually reached the Nevergarden. However, the hero of Kvatch thwarted Dorfran's nefarious plans and retrieved the blade from themselves. And that's all I've got on Mehrunes Dagon. So yeah, Mehrunes Dagon is not the guy you want to piss off. And apparently now he's got a grudge against Akatosh. Okay, what time is it? Yeah, it's decent.
Imagine blowing up an entire town. That college. Winterhold would never be the same.
Here for work. Get an axe and bring me all the wood you can chop.
The mill is my responsibility. And that's what I care about. That's all. Understand? I just want to be left alone to do my job. And to enjoy what little... Don't know what you're talking about, stranger. I've heard of him. My father had suspicions about his connection to the mythic Dawn. Guess they were true. I don't need this. My family wasted 8 generations keeping that razor safe from a dead colt. As far as I care, it can stay locked in my house. You want the hilt that bad? Fine. Here's the keys. It's locked in a chest inside my house. The world's going mad, and our Jarl does what? She hides inside with her visions. We need a leader, not some mystic. Trust you saw the house that burned down. Peculiar bit of business that was. And that's on top of noises from the marsh in the night. Tales of monsters. Now this wizard in our midst. What's a man to do if he can't look to his Jarl for help? How can I? She never speaks with us. She's allowed this wizard, Falcon, to live in our midst practicing gods know what. And now there's talk of rebellion and dragons? What help could Idgrad be against them? No. We can only rely on ourselves. You do well to remember that. All right then.
Normally it's either you get lucky persuading or you gotta bribe him. Okay. What is that place? That's Rorikstead. Apparently I've not been there yet. Okay, let's head Mark off.
Come on in. The Silverblood Inn has plenty of strong drink and clean rooms. This is the Silverblood Inn. I'll let you figure out who... Ah, Boley finally got someone out here. Well, it's about time. I've been waiting for weeks. Well, thank you for bringing it, I suppose. Have a good day. What? Oh, how could I have possibly forgotten? Your reward, of course. Of course. Here you are. So sorry about that. Did you hear? The Hall of the Dead is closed. Brother Veralis isn't the most popular man in town right now. Dagon the beggar got himself kicked out of the Temple of Dibella. Caused quite the ruckus. Dagon the beggar got himself kicked out of the... Dagon the beggar got himself... Dagon the beggar got himself... Dagon the beggar got himself...
Okay, you've said that about a dozen times now.
Caused quite the ruckus.
Don't think you can barter with me like one of those damned shopkeepers.
Okay, let's see how well I can get to, what's his name? Now, if my memory serves, there might be a Stone of Baron's Ire there. Might. Emphasis on might.
What happened to you, Papa?
The Forsworn have taken Volskager mine. We're the only ones left.
You two head inside and get some rest. I'll send word to the Jarl.
Don't go to Volskager. It's not safe.
Thank Malachi. We got out of
Volskager mine is lost, friend. Was. Forsworn came in the night, killed everyone. Gat and I are the only ones who escaped. Hopefully Skaggy will send word to the Jarl and something will be done. I'd be grateful. Volskager is my home. But I wouldn't go there if I were you. There's a whole group of them with axes and magic on their side. You'd never stand a chance. Skaggy is in charge, not me. All right then.
Why is everyone so upset? If there's Forsworn, the Jarl will take care of it, right? He'll probably be able to go back to his mines now. Everyone needs a home.
Okay, I'm gonna get there. Come on. Sorry if I go quiet. Okay, whereabouts am I? Okay, I'm getting close.
Never should have come here.
Why not? Besides, I think I'm in the wrong ruin. Am I even heading the right way?
Thought I heard something.
Yeah. Okay.
Thought I heard something. Didn't I literally just heal?
It's cheating, but I don't care. Okay, the place where we need to be is up. Up, up, up. Dead Crone Rock. Yep, I'm definitely in the wrong one. I was aiming for a different one. No matter, it's still part of the same quest. That is going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we will find the other 2 pieces of Mehrunes Razor and return to Silas if we've got enough time. So, until then, take care of yourselves and I will see you next time. Goodbye!